Welcome to Lights, Camera, Remake podcast, where we ask the question, has Hollywood run out of original ideas?
Yeah, and also the 90s called and they want their sequels back. No? Yes? No?
I'm here for it.
Yeah. I think it's funny. I watched this movie and I watched Freakier Friday the same week.
Oh, really?
So
I haven't seen that one. I don't think I've even seen Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan.
Really?
I've only seen the OG Freaky Friday.
Oh, yeah, that's another possible topic, but it's another one just like The Parent Trap that was remade with Lindsay Lohan. It's interesting. But yeah, I remember watching that movie when I was a kid, and Freakier Friday was interesting.
Or the Jamie Lee Curtis one?
I don't know if I think I saw the original one on Disney Channel, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's a topic for a future day. But yeah, so it seems like this summer we're remaking, we are introducing sequels to movies from the late 90s and or 60s, depending on which one you're looking at.
I feel like it came out of the same era that the North Avenue Irregulars came out of.
I'll go with that. I have no idea what that reference is.
It's this old live action Disney film where these people, like, I don't even really remember the plot now, but I remember thinking, like, my whole family thinks this movie is like hysterical, and it has some really funny moments in it, but like there's something where they're like trying to save their church or something, and like just absolute like insanity ensues. It's chaos, and yeah,
I can dig that.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's like they have to do like all this spying, and they have to work together as a team, even though they're all like real amateurs. There's like housewives and, local preachers and stuff.
Most excellent. Well, let's dig into Happy Gilmore, 1996, directed by Dennis Dugan. You want to take it away?
I would love to.
And I'll fill in wherever you need me to.
Feel free to fill in wherever you see fit.
Yay.
And if I need help, I'll ask.
Sounds good.
So this is a very like special episode for me because Happy Gilmore was a huge deal for me in high school. Like, I just absolutely was obsessed with this film. My best friend Celeste and I watched it like almost every day after school. Like, it was ridiculous. We could quote the entire movie together, and we did.
I love this
a lot.
So much.
So this came out on February 16th of 1996. As you said, it was directed by Dennis Dugan, who played the PGA commissioner. They filmed it in Vancouver, British Columbia, which is a beautiful place to film a movie, but apparently it was very cold while they were filming. So much so that Bob Barker was not nervous about his fight scene with Adam Sandler, but he was nervous about getting pneumonia.
Oh no. Poor Bob Barker.
I know.
He didn't even want to do the movie, but when he learned he was going to do the fight with Adam Sandler, he accepted the role.
Yeah, that's right. He was skeptical, but he said that he not to like jump ahead too. Well, let's come back to it later.
Okay.
Yes. But you're right. And he wasn't actually the first choice either that they had for the role, so it's kind of funny that he ended up being the one.
Oh, wow.
First things first, IMDb rating for Happy Gilmore is 7.0 out of 10. Mm-hmm. The Metascore is 31. I guess that's out of 100?
I don't even look at that. There's too many numbers. I'm an art school kid. I don't want numbers.
The tomato meter from Rotten Tomatoes is 64%. That's the critic score, for anyone who's not sure. The popcorn meter is 85%. That's the audience score, which makes total sense to me that they would get a higher audience rating than a critic rating.
Yeah.
Based on how silly this film is. And I mean, I don't think that there's too many holes in it. I feel like this plot unfolds pretty naturally.
Yeah.
I feel like they do a good job of weaving it together, and developing the relationship between Happy and Virginia, and like, you know, upping the stakes through the tournament with Shooter and Happy like becoming bigger and bigger rivals as they sort of start, you know, they fuck with each other more and more over time. And
Yeah, but like we've talked about before, I feel like critics are always hesitant to give a better rating to silly movies, fun movies,
Yeah.
comedy movies, because they're like, well, it's not great art, so it shouldn't be a great rating. It's like, you know what? I feel like everything
Yeah.
needs to be rated within its own category.
I agree. And I feel like just because something is silly doesn't make it not important. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think the reason I love the randomness of the comedy in this film is because I was also a huge Monty Python fan.
Okay.
And those guys were influenced by these like old comedy radio shows that they were listening to on, I don't know if it was BBC radio or what, but like,
Yeah.
you know, there was these old comedy shows they would listen to on the radio, and they got inspired by those guys whose names I do not remember. And I can't imagine that Adam Sandler doesn't hold some kind of appreciation for what Monty Python was doing with their completely random comedy that was happening in their films and their TV show.
I could totally see that. Well, this movie also did well. Like the budget was 12 million. And what was the gross on it on the box office?
Yeah, budget was 12 million. You're right. Opening weekend was 8.5 million. That's one weekend.
Wow.
And then the US and Canada grossing was 39 million, and worldwide was 41. And that's
Wow.
not that big of a, I feel like there's usually a bigger gap between those two numbers,
There
but
can be, but I mean,
maybe
no
it
matter
didn't get
what,
it.
it still made money. And then obviously it ended up on TV a lot, and it got replayed, and you know, and
Mhm.
this ended up being, like you said, a favorite movie for a lot of people. And it made a golf movie interesting.
yeah. And maybe it just didn't get the what am I trying to think of? Like it didn't get shown outside of the US and Canada as much as
That could
other
be.
films do.
Some movies don't
Who knows?
translate as well for an international audience, or they're not marketed as such. So that could account for that. But it still made multiple times its budget, which is very helpful
Totally.
for them.
This being his second feature film out of his career, like,
Right,
it's
'cause
pretty
Happy
impressive.
Madison was first.
No, it was Billy Madison, but Happy Madison is the name of his production company. But I think he and Tim Hurley started
Madison.
after this film came out.
IMDb description on this movie is: after his grandmother's house is repossessed by the I can't even say this. After his grandmother's house is repossessed by the IRS, a bad-tempered hockey player takes his talents to golf to earn the big bucks and get his grandmother's house back.
Big bucks,
So that's why he chants the word
indeed.
grandma, grandma, grandma.
Yes. Were you not sure?
I couldn't find the movie anywhere, so I just watched clips on YouTube to remember.
Oh, okay. I rented it on Apple TV.
They did also rehash it in the second movie, so I did remember the grandma's house thing. So yeah, so that was the ultimate thing, was he discovered he had a talent for golf and could play in the big leagues, so to speak. I know, wrong sport. I'm not sportsy, guys. Yeah, I also wrote for the plot summary. This is all I wrote for the plot summary because you were going to cover this one. I wrote, in which Bridget is reintroduced to Carl Weathers.
Oh, Carl Weathers.
Remember we had a whole discussion where I couldn't remember who he was. So there he is. Yes, I
Oh.
remember who Carl Weathers is.
He's so good. Oh, he's so good.
He is good.
Okay, so I feel like, I guess I'll just start at the beginning, right? We'll just kind of do like a slightly more in-depth, like going through the plot points, and then we'll comment and whatever.
Go for it.
Because I didn't do my usual, like, oh, here's just how I'm feeling through watching this film and like things that come up notes. That
I do
usually
like
end
your
in
random
LOLs.
notes sometimes. Where you're like, why would they even do this? I love your little asides.
Thank you. I feel like this one doesn't have that many, like, I don't really have a lot of criticisms of this film, so probably wouldn't be as entertaining as you.
That's
as,
okay.
like-
It was a movie you enjoyed, so maybe we can tap into that a little bit.
Yeah. So Happy Gilmore gets introduced to us as a guy who is a regular kind of guy, but he's always wanted to be a hockey player. His love for hockey was instilled in him by his father. His father tried training him, and he's been trying out for, they don't say what team it is exactly, but he's trying out for the hockey team, whether it's a city team or a state team, whatever it is. He's been trying out for this team for like 10 years. This is like his 10th tryouts. And they show the coaches there being like, how many times this guy tried out? Like, man, he's awful. He's awful as a skater, and he's not very good at handling the puck. And then they show a clip of him like really nailing the puck, and it smashes the window that they're standing right behind, or not a window, but those big panels. And it shatters the glass, and they don't even flinch. They're just like, what a shot, like he's got so much raw power. But he nevertheless, he does not make the team. Let's see. His mom ends up leaving his dad because his dad's so obsessed with hockey and she hates it. After the tryouts that he attends, he goes home and his girlfriend's leaving him. She doesn't want to be with somebody who's a failed hockey player. And it's kind of this funny scene where he tries to catch her through the intercom as she's leaving the front door. And they end up having this conversation, a little bit more of a fight. And she's like, bye, I'm leaving. And then he's like, fine, get out of here. And then he comes back. He walks away and comes back. And he ends up singing. I don't know the name of the song, but it's like... the chorus of the song is till the night closes in, or something like that. So he starts singing this song about how he wants to kiss her all over. And then the door opens to his apartment and he's like, Terry! And it's this older Asian lady. And you find out the next morning as he's getting up, he's getting a call from his grandma saying their IRS is here and I need help. And he's like, I'll be right there. And he puts his shoes on and grabs his hat and runs out the door. And then you see the Asian lady come out of the kitchen in his hockey jersey and is like, you don't want breakfast? I'm not going to go through all the jokes in this movie. I'm just going to touch on a couple of them because I think that one's demonstrative of the comedy in the film. So he gets to his grandmother's house and there's an IRS representative there who's explaining things to them and how much she owes in back taxes. It's like $270,000. And there's two guys there who are hired movers who are taking things out of the house. And at one point, he wants to leave so he can go watch his hockey game. And he needs them to hurry up, but they're fucking around with his grandfather's old golf clubs in the front yard. And the guy, he barely can hit the ball. And Happy's telling him, get back to work. And they're like, if you can hit a ball past ours, we'll go back to work. And of course, he does this crazy swing, with his little shuffle up to the ball and hits the golf ball 400 yards to a house that's at the end of the street. And he breaks a window in the house. And they're like...
Yeah, this is one of the clips I rewatched.
Yeah, and so one of the movers is like, $20 says you can't do it again. And so he does it again. He ends up hitting a guy who's outside the house now, who's yelling about the window being broken. And then...
They're like, you hit that guy. He's like, well, he was standing in the way.
He shouldn't have been standing there in front of his own house.
Yeah. Oh, so funny.
And then, so then they do a double or nothing, and he hits a lady who's hanging out the broken window, trying to figure out what's going on, and she falls down the, awning and, into the yard.
There's he hits so many people in the head with golf balls in these movies.
That's true. And he even gets hit in the head by a baseball himself. So anyway, he gets the idea from this moment to go to a driving range and see if he can hustle people for some money. And while he's at the driving range trying to do this, Chubbs Peterson, who is the club pro or whatever, is in the middle of a golf lesson. He looks bored as hell reading a magazine about golf and just, droning on to this older lady who's barely hitting the ball. And then he sees Happy drive and he's like, oh, he's got to play. And so he offers his services and Happy turns him down until he uses the term big bucks, right? And then Happy's like, what do you mean by big bucks?
Big bucks?
So Chubbs ends up talking him into entering into the Waterbury Open, which is the tournament that's happening the next day. And he struggles through the whole thing with Chubbs trying to like coach him. And Chubbs points out Shooter from afar, kind of tells him who he is. Like, he's like the, the projected winner this year of the gold jacket and everything, blah, 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 whatever. And
Shooter McGavin. Finger guns.
Yes, finger guns. Shooter manages to see Happy's first drive, and he is immediately jealous and feeling threatened about it. And so at this point, the two men haven't met yet, but their reputations are preceding them. So they know who the other is, but they haven't actually been introduced. At the second hole, despite his struggle in the first one, he gets a hole-in-one, and that gets the attention of Virginia Vennett, who is the club's PR director. And he manages to eke out a victory. I've got like 4 pages on this because like there's a lot of points to this. He does manage to eke out a victory at this Waterbury Open, and so that means he's on the pro tour. And Virginia meets with him, like goes to find him after he wins and like introduces herself. And Chubbs tries to talk him into holding off on going on the tour at this point because he wants him to train and like properly learn before he like goes out and embarks on this tournament. But Happy says no because he needs to keep going because he needs money. In the meantime, things get a little scary at the rest home where Grandma is living because Hal L., played by Ben Stiller, is running the place seemingly single-handedly. We never see any other employees there. Like a sweatshop.
He's such a character.
For handmade quilts that he peddles like illegal drugs.
Oh my God.
He is
These
quite
poor
a character.
little grannies.
I mean, that's how he's like, pleasure doing business with you. And he's like, we're extending arts and crafts time by 4 hours today. It's a lot. Anyway.
Wow.
Oh, little Ben Stiller. They all look so young in this movie.
I know. It is kind of wild to look back at them like this. But he does play a good sleazeball as genuine as Ben Stiller is in some of his other roles. Like he does play a good creep in these movies.
He definitely does. I mean, it harkens to like his dodgeball role, like he really does.
Yes.
He does have a good range where he can play a character that's like very straight and heartfelt and a very relatable character, but he also plays these, big jerks that are just like, villainous, like cartoon villain. So while that's happening with Grandma, she's hanging in there, but things aren't ideal where she is. But she doesn't let Happy know because she doesn't want to upset him. So Happy still thinks that she's enjoying her time at the rest home. So now that he's on the pro tour, there's some kind of like celebration where people are gathering and celebrating the kickoff of the tour. And Happy walks up to a group of gold jacketed pros and Shooter, who is not wearing a gold jacket yet. And he introduces himself. He asks Shooter where his gold jacket is. And Shooter's like, I'll have mine, 3 months, guys? And everyone's like, well, maybe.
Big measuring contest.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, Shooter, this is their first interaction that we see, like the direct interaction. And Shooter is like plays a prank on him, like, meet us at the 9th green at 9 p.m. And what happens at the 9th green at 9 p.m.? Well, the sprinklers turn on.
Oh.
So Happy goes to meet him and he's all dressed up in a suit and he's standing there waiting, and all of a sudden the sprinklers just douse him with water. And on his way to go find Shooter and kick his ass, he sees Virginia and she talks him out of it because, as she says, that would create a lot more work for her as the PR director.
Oh, gosh.
So he holds off. He does listen to her. So with this prank that he's been subject to, he gets more motivation to kick Shooter's ass. And so now he's got like a personal vendetta with him, and it's kind of, the rivalry is like kind of officially started at this point. The next day, when Happy parks his car, a presumably unhoused man washes his windshield, and despite Happy's encouragement, he's giving the guy some money, and he hollers at the security guys who escort him out to leave him alone. So we see this interaction. We don't know why this guy is, introduced, but we will find out. And sorry, I feel like I'm fumbling a little bit here.
It's okay. You're doing great. You've been doing great.
Thank you. So while he's walking into this tour, he goes by Shooter, who's being interviewed, and he says something really like, Shooter's trying to seem humble on the outside, but he's clearly very into himself. And when Happy gets to the registration table, he realizes he has to bring his own caddy. And so without a caddy with him, he doesn't have a caddy. He didn't know he was supposed to bring one because he's not even really sure what that is. He goes and gets the unhoused man to be his caddy, which is a pretty hilarious.
Oh, I remember this. Okay.
Yeah, because he like kind of just stands there like he doesn't know what's going on, and like Happy's like, okay, give me a club, and the guy just stands there and stares off into the distance. Later on, these two will play best friends in The Wedding Singer.
Oh,
by the way,
I didn't even realize. That's funny.
Yeah, well, he's so hairy, like he's got a full beard and long hair, and in
covered.
The Wedding Singer, his face is much more clear to see.
Yeah, so that's good.
But it's the same actor. Oh, this is where Vern Lundquist, Lee Trevino, and Kevin Nealon enter the scene. So these are there's a lot of cameos in this film, just like there are in Happy Gilmore 2. I think I dare say there are a lot more in Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
But there's plenty in this one too. Lee Trevino being a pro golfer, Vern Lundquist being, well, I don't know what, I didn't look up Vern Lundquist, to be honest, but
quite a number of pro golfers in the first movie. So yeah, and in the second one. So they definitely, I think they did their research on what will golf fans recognize. And also, let's also have Bob Barker in there.
For fun. Let's have Bob Barker beat Adam Sandler up.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And so he meets Kevin Nealon too. And Kevin Nealon's really weird because Kevin Nealon does very well. He just says some very strange things about energy.
Ooh.
Good energy, block bad. Circular. It's circular. It's like a carousel. You get on the horse, you go up and down and around. It's a circle. Circular. It's this whole thing.
Wow.
Anyway.
I really
Kevin Nealon
watched this movie. I forgot so much of
He's really good. I know, I had two until I was watching because I watched it so many times. You feel like it's burned into your brain, and then it's been so many years.
You revisit something after so much time, and yeah, it's cool to see it with a fresh pair of eyes.
Totally. Yeah, I definitely it rewatching this movie definitely solidified it in my heart.
Aww. I love that.
So through the tour, through the day, more and more people start following Happy as he creates more chaos, despite some help from Kevin Nealon's character. And the officials on the tour decide that day later on that they want to kick Happy off the tour, but Virginia convinces them to let her work with him and try to reel in his temper. They argue about this while Happy, on the TV screen behind them, cusses out the ball and some other players and spectators on the green through the entire conversation. At this tournament, Happy comes in dead last and Shooter wins big. And later on that evening, the two of them run into each other at the bar, and they have a bit of a face-off, and it escalates their rivalry, during which Virginia shows up and tries talking Happy into better behavior.
Ooh.
Happy asks Virginia out at this point, but she doesn't date golfers, to which he says, good, because I'm a hockey player.
Smart.
And then she still says no, but you could tell she likes him.
Yeah.
The next day, he does his best to keep a cool head while Virginia stands by and keeps tabs on him. But Chubbs is not around at this point because they had sort of had that disagreement.
Yeah, well, had a little tiff.
Had a bit of a tiff. That day also, Happy's old boss from construction, Mr. Larson, bends one of Shooter's clubs in half to intimidate him while letting him know how well Happy is doing. And for anyone who's not sure, again, spoilers the podcast, Mr. Larson is introduced in the very beginning very briefly. He's the boss of Happy when he's working construction, and they're doing this thing where he's shooting a nail gun into cans along the top of a fence. And Mr. Larson is a very tall man. And he walks by the fence, by the cans, and he gets a nail into his head.
Oh, that's right. That's who I remember this character. Yeah. And
it's sort of...
They make a joke in the second movie. He got it removed, but then he put it back.
Yeah. So I think that character is his son, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Drago is his son.
Yeah.
That's really good. And the lady who plays Drago's mom is actually Adam Sandler's mom in real life, which you probably already figured out. But.
I forgot about... I know it was a family affair. He has a lot of his family in the second movie, so it's really sweet.
Yeah, totally. So Happy's not winning this day, but he is bringing in some money. And at the Everglades tournament, he accidentally hits a ball into a pond and it lands in an alligator's mouth. He ends up believing that this alligator is the one that bit Chubb's right hand off.
Yeah.
Because it only has one eye, and he ends up like wrestling the ball out of the thing's mouth, and I guess killing it.
Oh, God. So ridiculous.
And at this point, I'm going to mention a funny thing, which may or may not be true.
Okay.
Chubbs loses his right hand to the alligator in this film.
Yeah.
Chubbs is played by Carl Weathers, who was in the movie Predator previously.
Okay, yeah.
I think his I don't remember his rank, but Dylan was his name, the character's name. And he ends up losing his right arm to the Predator.
Oh. This man's
so
always
Carl
losing his
Weathers
right
has
arm.
now Carl Weathers has now lost 2 right-hand limbs in 2 films.
Oh my goodness.
And is that on purpose? May or may not be true. We're not sure.
I like that.
But I do think it's a funny coincidence at the very least.
That is a good coincidence. I wonder if there's been any other movies where that's been the case. And it was a running joke. Yeah, we gotta get rid of his right hand somehow. It's like Luke Skywalker. It's like all the Jedi. They're always constantly chopping limbs off.
Totally. Yeah, what are we doing here?
What is everything doing? What's the healthcare situation here?
Brutally. Yeah. I mean, you bet. I hope we have good insurance in place, is all I'm going to say.
Exactly. Oh, that's good. Also, the slapstickness of fighting an alligator.
It's
this
so
at
silly.
Home, kids, you're not going to win.
I'm glad nobody sued him.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. While this day is going on, the Everglades tour, Shooter talks to Doug, I guess he's the commissioner. He's like the main PGA Tour official.
This is Doug. This is played by the director, right? Dennis Dugan?
Is that right? I didn't confirm that part. But
do you have his last name written there?
Doug? It was Doug's or...
Hold on. Is it Doug Thompson?
Dennis Dugan.
If it's Doug Thompson, that was the director playing that character.
I think he's the only... Okay, cool.
There's probably not multiple Dougs in the movie.
This is the only Doug character that I...
Sorry for the aside. Just realized.
No,
that's
a good
reference. Yeah.
No, I meant to confirm that before we started, so...
I didn't even write down my plot,
over.
So you are good. I think we traded roles this time. I usually am the one with the stuff written out, and you're always like, I think this happened next. Let me look it up.
Oh, I can be the worst.
Whoops. No, you are wonderful. Don't you dare.
Okay, so at this point at the Everglades tournament day, Shooter talks to Doug, who is played by Dennis Dugan, the director of the film, about kicking Happy off the tour, and Doug refuses because capitalism and money.
Capitalism.
He's like, he's behaving himself, so we can't punish him. Happy calls his grandma.
Gotta get that money. Gotta save grandma's house. Gotta save grandma. We need money to do that.
Okay, so Happy calls grandma and tells her that he's on track to get the money for the house after the next 2 tournaments. So he's feeling good. He's making the money he wants. His whole goal for doing this is to get his grandmother's house back into her possession. So that being the goal, he does care about beating Shooter, I think. He's frustrated by him. They've developed this like antagonistic relationship, but his main goal is still the house.
Do you think it was beneficial in the movie plot-wise to have the conflict be both needing the money, which is, ephemeral. There's no actual face to that. And then also Shooter being the antagonist. So I think it was helpful to have 2 essential conflicts there.
Yeah.
Or antagonists.
Yeah, someone specifically to complicate things and to be a heel, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So because of this refusal on Doug's part, Shooter decides to take things into his own hands. Happy asks Virginia out again, and she relents, and they go ice skating. And they get into the rink and it's just them and the Zamboni driver.
I remember the Zamboni.
Yeah, he's like, for Happy Gilmore, anything. And he drives away. And so then they go out on the ice and the lights go out. And she's like, did you set this up? And he's like, no. And all of a sudden, a bunch of like colorful lights start moving around. And he's like, oh, and Endless Love starts playing. And she looks at him like, are you serious? And he's like, what? Friends listen to Endless Love in the dark?
I love that. I love that sort of innocence, schoolboy crush nonsense.
It's real cute. Yeah. And during this date, Happy reveals to Virginia that he's trying to win money for his grandma's house specifically, and that she had been audited by the IRS and, that they had repossessed it, which he also admits was embarrassing to say. So he's like opening up to her.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the date, they zoom out while Happy and Virginia kiss to reveal the Zamboni driver lip syncing to the song Endless Love. Which is, again, part of the like randomness of the humor in this film. It's so good. So then the next playing day, the next tournament, I don't know if I don't know golf. I don't like golf. I'm sorry. I do.
Yeah, like, I'm not
as
there
much
either.
as I like this movie, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't care. But like, so the pro tour, there's like multiple days. They're like touring around the country and playing on different courses.
Yes.
And so I'm not sure if each day is like called another tour or if it's a tournament within the tour.
I think it's within
like,
the tour. The tour is probably the thing that's traveling from place to place. And that's why you have to not only win each course, but get to the end of the entire tournament. If your terminology is a little bit off, I don't think any golf people are going to start emailing us telling us we're stupid. The fact of the matter is, if two people who don't understand golf can understand the plot of this movie and the stakes, then it was still effective.
Yes, I agree. And please don't email me about golf terms. I
email me, but I'll probably have to ignore it.
Yeah, I want to care about specificity in general, but I don't care about this one really that much. So, but that's why I'm struggling with the terminology if anyone wants to know. I'm not a golf person.
I think the tournament is the overall thing. If that's any help. I hope. I don't know. This is the blind.
I mean, a tournament implies that there's like multiple sets of like multiple games, right? Like a tournament isn't just one game. It's usually a lot of them. So anyway.
Yes.
So the next day they're playing is in San Francisco. It's the Pro-Am Tour. I guess it's like professional amateur is probably what that stands for. Oh. So Happy is paired with Bob Barker as his celebrity golf buddy.
Right.
They're like, every golfer is paired with a celebrity. So they must be celebrity amateurs, not just random amateurs.
Oh, yeah, because they didn't gain their celebrity by being golfers. So Bob Barker, the price is right or wrong, depending on who you ask.
The price may be right and it may be wrong. Of course, Bob Barker plays himself and they meet nicely enough, even though Happy forgets which game show he was on. This is also, unfortunately, the day when Shooter, taking matters into his own hands, plays out and his superfan Donald showing up and heckling Happy all day.
No.
And it really throws him off. So he's playing terribly. And Bob Barker's just getting more and more angry at him through the day. He's getting more and more frustrated. And Happy and Bob start arguing at one point. They end up in a physical altercation, which is the whole point of Bob Barker's presence in the film.
Yeah, because he was excited to be in a fight with Adam Sandler. I think he was excited to just not act as himself, but to be able to be like a little bit of a wild character.
I think you're right. I think he enjoyed that. And I think also what he said about it was that he had trained with Chuck Norris in karate for like 8 years. And he also trained with Pat Johnson, who was a karate champion.
Oh my goodness.
And Bob Barker said he took the role because Norris and Johnson always won and Barker would get to win this one. And here's his quote. "In 20 years, I never won a fight. When they offered me this script, I said I'll do it because I win the fight." End quote.
You know what? God
so
bless
I think
him
he was pretty stoked on it.
Being just a little bit petty, but also just enjoying the silliness of it all.
Yeah, and this honestly, I'm skeptical because they said everything I looked at said that there was no stunt double during this fight, and they tumble down a hill together at one point.
Yeah, I looked at this fight again, and I was looking, and I was like, it was either really convincing or he actually rolled on the ground a bit, and God bless him if he actually did that. I mean, you're right. It didn't look like a stunt double was replacing him. Unless they're just trying to keep the mystery alive. I don't
Maybe. I mean, I have a really hard time believing he just like they let him go that far with the physicality of it.
Yeah, I would never. I'm sorry. I know you want to do your own stunts, but like it's just not safe. Like we're going to have somebody else fall and then you can be on the ground at some point. Like we'll find a way around it because there's no way. I don't know how old Bob Barker was at this time, but he had to be in his like 70s. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, because
he's
not throwing an elderly man on the ground for multiple takes in a movie.
I would think at least late 60s, like earliest. Because he said he got to Hollywood in 1950 and he didn't get this role until 45 years later. He said it took him 45 years to break into film.
That's hilarious. Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Keep the dream alive, kids. It can happen anytime.
I know, right? Okay, so I thought there was a point where the tumbling was happening where I'm like, that looks like it could be a stunt double.
I hope it
was.
But
it is, but I agree, it's convincing. If it is a stunt double, it is a very convincing stunt double because I looked really closely and I watched it twice.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe he did do all his own stunts there, but it would have made me very nervous as the director to let him do that.
Yeah, hopefully there was one point or two where they got a stunt double to do the hardest hits because we would never try to do this to an elderly man. That's not right.
Apparently he's kind of a tough guy. So
apparently, tough guy trained with Jackie Chan. Okay, all right, I see you.
I do have a quote from Adam Sandler on this moment where he's explaining why this is funny, and he says, "It's just a man who is known as such a great man and such a happy guy and a game show host. There's nobody funnier beating someone else up," end quote.
I mean, he's right. Like in the rules of comedy, there's things about subverting your expectations and surprising you. And that's why comedy can work. It's usually when the comedian is telling a joke and they have this whole setup and you think it's going one way and then they turn it on its head. That's usually what prompts the laughter. So yeah, he's right. Yep. That was a good estimation. I feel like he's figured out the comedy angle by now.
I found out through this research that Adam Sandler went to film school at NYU. So it makes sense that he would, have this. And, he'd spent several years on SNL by this point. Like, right. I mean, he was off SNL by this point.
But that's comedy training right there, especially if he was doing any writing. Then you're learning as you go what works, what doesn't, especially if you're in a writer's room situation or you're having to produce, because for SNL, they have to produce stuff pretty quickly and pitch their ideas. And, I don't know what the committee is like when it comes to like, hey, here's the script. What do you think? It's a lobster in a convenience store. What do you feel like? I don't know what it takes to actually.
There's a lobster in a convenience store. I love it.
That's a real one.
That's a real one.
That's a real one. I think it was a bodega. I don't remember. Anyway. But anyway, so that's good training if you end up on something like SNL.
Happy, because of this fight with Bob Barker, gets punished by the tour official, $25,000 and a month-long suspension from the tour. Ooh. Shooter, for some reason, is in the room when this decision is revealed, and he's angry because Happy's not being kicked off the tour. Happy is angry because he needs the money and he can't play these next two tournaments to get the money for his grandmother's house.
Right.
Virginia, while she is listening to Happy spilling his feelings about it, and they're having meal at Subway, and she gets the idea for a Subway sponsorship for him, and that ends up.
I forgot Subway's in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Did you know that Subway sponsors like Korean dramas, and there's a lot of Subway sandwiches in Korean dramas?
I did not know that.
Just made me
Where
think
did you
of that.
learn that?
Random YouTube video.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Sorry, I'm going to let you keep going because you have so much to talk about. I'm sorry.
I don't want you to. I want you to tell me more about that.
Hold on. I'll find some information about it.
Okay. And then in the meantime, I'll keep going.
I'll send you this article later.
Oh my God. Okay, so because of the Subway sponsorship that is Virginia's ingenious idea, he gets enough money to pay off the house. They go to pay off the house and they realize that it's not just a simple like, okay, we're paying off all the fees and taxes and extra interest that's on it or whatever. It's an auction that they have to partake in.
Oh.
So he ends up bidding on the house at some point. He gets outbid. And then once the house is finally sold, the crowd sort of disperses and he realizes that the person who won the auction is Shooter McGavin.
Of course it is. That jerk. Ugh.
Foiled again. So Shooter has the house and he approaches Happy and says, if you quit the tour, you can have the house. And Happy's like, deal. And then Virginia's like, wait a minute though.
I was going to say, that'd be a really anticlimactic movie.
Yeah.
Deal. And roll credits.
So in Happy's mind, he's like, that's what I'm doing this for. Like, that would be the goal and I would achieve it. And Virginia points out, like, do you think Grandma would want her house back or do you think she'd want to see you succeed? And Happy thinks about it for a moment. He says, well, maybe she can have both. So then he works out a deal with Shooter. Rather, if Shooter wins the tour, then Happy Gilmore would quit golf. And if Happy wins the tour, then Shooter has to give him the house. Okay. Shooter agrees. At this point, Happy goes back to Chubbs, does a mea culpa, and asks him to help him improve his short game because that's where he struggles the most.
Yeah, he can't putt.
Chubbs agrees. Mm-hmm. Chubbs takes him to mini golf, where Happy learns new levels of physics of the game and also develops a calming technique to keep a cool head.
Oh, okay.
So that's where he develops his happy place, which is,
right, yes,
the midget on the bicycle and
Julie
Virginia with the beer pitchers.
Virginia with the beer pitchers. But also, this is all because of his character is just such an angry character all the time.
Yes.
And they have to like temper that. So like he doesn't win the day by being the angry, crazy, random Adam Sandler character, which he does a lot in a lot of these different roles from these movies. But I like that they temper it with, he has to find his happy place and calm down.
Yeah, he learns how to control himself and therefore the ball. Once he, finds success at the mini golf place, he and Chubbs end up giving each other gifts. Chubbs gives him a hockey stick shaped putter that he had reworked from an old putter that he had.
That's right.
And Happy gives him the head of the alligator, and the sight of the alligator's head when Chubbs opens the box frightens him so much that he, rears back and falls backwards out the window that's behind him, and he dies. And
yeah, that's what kills him. I remember that.
That's how he dies. Yep.
Happy can't stop killing people.
Inadvertently.
Accidentally, but like there's another read on this where he's a secret agent and he's taking people out.
Oh, okay, really?
I'm done. No, I made that up. It's fine.
Oh, I was about to say that sounds like something somebody on the internet would put out there.
That'll be the next Adam Sandler Netflix deal. Just wait.
Yeah. So Chubbs dies. They have a funeral, and I don't think I even need to cover that because Chubbs is gone.
It's sad,
anyway.
But it's also Hero's Journey 101. It's his mentor is gone, so he has to keep going.
Yes. At the next day of play, Shooter and Happy get paired together, and Shooter realizes very suddenly that Happy has upped his game.
Yeah.
Shooter's superfan Donald gets called in again and hits Happy with his car, crashing into the broadcast tower at the last hole. So Happy's, he's like, oh, my shoulder, Happy's game is completely thrown off and his shoulder's injured and things go downhill fast. And even his happy place is invaded by Shooter. So it's like, Virginia still with a beer, but she's dressed in black and then Shooter's making out with his grandma.
Yep. It was just like everything that could go wrong went wrong, which it's funny. There's a lot of dream sequences in these Adam Sandler movies too. Like The Waterboy, it's like a half dream sequence.
Is it?
Well, not half.
I haven't seen that one in so long.
It's being dramatic, but like in The Waterboy, when he is learning how to like tackle people in football, again, another weird random sports movie for Adam Sandler. He's also in The Longest Yard. He has to envision these other players as people who antagonized him in his life, so he imagines them as other people. So there's a lot of like dream sequency stuff in that movie too.
That That's true. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
I need to revisit that film at some point.
Too bad that one's not a sequel or a remake. Then again, we'll see how we break the rules next time.
Yeah. Okay, so Happy's struggling, and Grandma ends up showing up, and she reassures him that she loves him no matter what, and she doesn't care about the house, and that helps him restore his inner peace, knowing that Grandma's behind him 100%, and she doesn't want him to feel pressured. Right. Shooter, seeing that Happy's getting his mojo back, starts losing his nerve, his focus, and hits several stinkers. And they end up tied at the very last hole. And if they tie, they go to sudden death, apparently, according to the rules that I don't know because I don't like golf. Shooter's ball lands on Mr. Larson's foot. You remember?
Yes.
Happy's old boss.
Keeps getting all these pratfalls.
And he asks Doug if he can have the ball dropped off of Mr. Larson's foot, which I think in real life they would do that, right?
I would assume, but usually the rule in golf is you play it wherever it lands. That's why they end up in the sand trap and in the long grass and in the woods, and they have to
in the woods. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, since I'm not a golf aficionado, I'd be walking into the woods and grabbing the ball and coming out and being like, doesn't count. But that's me. I don't keep score in badminton either. I just want to hit.
That's fair. So Shooter's forced to hit the ball off of Mr. Larson's foot, which is very upsetting to him. And shortly thereafter, some fans climb up the broken broadcast tower that had been hit by Donald's car, and the tower falls over, forcing Happy to also play it as it lies, with only one shot left to win, 2 shots to tie and go to sudden death. Happy remembers what he learned at mini golf and manages to sink the putt and wins the whole thing. And Shooter steals the jacket out of Doug's hands and runs off.
That's right, because he's so petty. He's like, it's mine still. No, it's not. You're not getting the jacket.
So Shooter, unfortunately for him, is chased down by Mr. Larson and other spectators. Happy Virginia, Grandma, and the caddy, whose name I don't know, go home to the restored house. And Happy in the sky sees Chubbs, the alligator, Abe Lincoln for some reason.
I love that.
In the sky waving. And he lovingly waves back. And they all end up happy. And they never say what happens to Shooter, but I guess, we find out in the second one what happens to him.
In the second one. Yeah.
So a couple of funny things about this film. The inspiration for this film came from real life. So Adam Sandler, his father, Stanley, was a big fan of golf. And Adam and his dad would golf sometimes together. Adam brought his friend Kyle one time along with him, who was a hockey player. I don't know if he was pro at this point, but he was a pro hockey player at some point.
Oh, wow.
I think he wasn't pro yet, but I think he was on his way to being a pro hockey player.
Yeah.
But he's there playing golf with them, and he outdrove everybody, apparently. And his dad was enamored by this. And he beat everybody that was playing with them that day. So he beat Adam, he beat Stanley, the dad, and it was a whole thing. So also Adam Sandler apparently has a great love for the movie Caddyshack. So there's multiple inspirations here.
He wanted to do his own Caddyshack. I could see that.
He did, and his friend being so good at golf when he was actually a hockey player apparently put this, planted the seed for this story in his mind. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. I love that. I didn't know any about that.
Yeah, I didn't either until this morning.
This morning. Last minute research. I did find out that this is Adam Sandler's favorite movie of his.
Oh,
that's
really?
That's really precious. I really love that. I mean, at this time, this is one of his earlier ones, I think. I think he did Billy Madison before this, but I don't know what else he did before Happy Gilmore.
I think this was his second film. I think that was it.
I think it was his second film.
Because Billy Madison came out just shortly before he was fired off of SNL.
Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah. And this movie's 1996. I'm pretty sure Billy Madison came out in 1995. So, honestly, just looking at Adam Sandler's filmography, I was like, what am I doing with my life? This man was making a movie a year, sometimes twice a year. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
But that's that goes to show that he was really working at putting this stuff out there. He was doing a lot of writing and producing and pitching and making opportunities. So when the SNL thing dried up, clearly he had scripts and productions on the back burner to get into, which it's kind of, dare I say, this is inspiring.
I love that. I love hearing that it's inspiring.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I think he probably came out of NYU with like pretty good connections, but I think also he's clearly done the work and is clearly very skilled at what he does.
Yeah, I mean, I went to film school too. I went to SCAD's film program, and that's basically.
I know you fancy.
Oh yeah, I'm fancy. got the bills left to pay for it and everything. But what I did learn in school
that's what everyone who went to SCAD tells me.
I know, it's because we can't.
Sorry
get over
to cut
it.
you off.
We can't get over it. It's still a shared trauma. When you meet another SCAD graduate, you're like, oh, you survived too? Okay. But I mean, going to a school like that, it was basically networking 101, and you learned who you like to work with, how you like to work, what positions you enjoy, like how to create your network to make things happen. And I know, students who paired up and are continuing to work together in the field. And, it's kind of amazing to see all those little connections keep going afterwards. Like some people, of course, fall out of it, go into a different career path, move far away, whatever. But it's cool to see how that was basically networking 101 for most people. And of course, we got hands-on experience with the equipment, which I appreciated. But I am the first person to tell people you don't have to go to school. So anyway, NYU, he did his homework. Excellent.
So do you want to take a guess as to who the first choice was for Bob Barker's role?
So was it also going to be an elder famous person?
Yes, also somebody from TV.
From TV? Hold on. Oh my God. What's his name? Oh, I'm blanking on every name I've ever known.
I'll give you one more clue if you want.
Go ahead.
He's from late night TV.
That's what I'm looking up.
He's not a game show host.
Hold on. I got this. It's
yes, I want to hear your answer. Be right.
David Letterman.
Oh, that is a good guess.
Okay, not David Letterman.
But no.
Bob Barker.
No, go older. Slightly older. Okay. If you want to take one more guess, but I can also stop if you're ready.
Who's the one who said, "Don't forget to get your pet spayed and neutered"?
Oh, that was Bob Barker.
Dang, thought there was another one. Who did
Think
the match
sweepstakes
game?
Too?
Ooh, sweepstakes.
Yeah, like 90s.
Is it Publishers Clearinghouse guy? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna have to tell me.
Do you remember his name though? Do you?
I don't remember his name, but like if I heard the name, I'd remember it.
Yeah, Ed McMahon is his name. Who, fun fact, actually wrote a diet book.
Stop it. Oh, did they cover that on Maintenance Phase?
Yeah, they did. Yes. They talked about Ed McMahon's diet book.
Oh my gosh.
They made him sound like he just got bullied for being fat his whole life, which is awful.
Off topic.
Yeah.
Yes. So who was it?
It's all good.
It was Ed McMahon.
Yeah, so Ed McMahon, he was the first choice for the Pro-Am partner role, but he refused it. And then Adam Sandler was quoted as saying, "I doubt he got it. I think the script was a little rougher. We cursed a little bit more. And then when Ed said no, we dialed it down a bit for Bob Barker." End quote.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But, that's part of the writing process is going through drafts and really nailing down what the vision should be. So I can respect that.
Yeah, definitely. I think the use of language in this film is appropriate, personally, considering how into hockey and angry and
the fighting is very hockey coded as well.
Boisterous.
Yeah.
Yes. Because he's always grabbing people's shirts and pulling.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Oh my God. So then also Christopher McDonald, who plays Shooter McGavin, apparently turned the role down twice because he, I guess, was feeling kind of burnt out and he wanted to take a break from acting and spend some time with family.
That's right.
Which is a perfectly legitimate reason to not work. But then he was quoted as saying, "I played a round of golf in Seattle and we won, and that high was something else. So with my golf shoes still on, I went in the locker room, called my agent and said, 'Is that golf movie still available? Because I just won this golf tournament and I'm feeling a little bit shooterish.'" End quote.
That's good. Oh my goodness. And also, I remember in an article I read, he was saying how he was so hesitant to do this role, but it ended up being like the best career decision of his life. Like people still recognize him as Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
So
I think it was a good
worked
decision
out.
too.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out
Yeah.
for him, because people can be very much typecast and, you know, not have another opportunity. But it sounds like this really worked out for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a couple more like little things, and then let's move on to, we'll transition into number 2 there because I don't want to take up all day.
All good.
One thing I want to say is that transitioning from Billy Madison as a character to Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison is a funny character, but I don't know that he's a very relatable or particularly lovable character.
Okay.
And I think Happy Gilmore achieves both of those things.
Oh, yeah.
He's very silly, but he's also clear. Like he demonstrates how much he cares about the people in his life. Like he's really dedicated to making sure his grandma's okay. When he's dating Virginia, he seems very devoted to her. Like he develops a very deep relationship with Chubbs. I think that makes him very lovable.
Yeah, but also he has relatable flaws. He's got anger issues.
Yes, absolutely. And he's lost people, and I agree. Like losing his dad, his mom walked out on them. So he's got like, you know, he's got struggles. Clearly, he's got a temper. But, you know, I feel like everyone in the entire world experiences loss at some point in their life. Like nobody, as Harrison Ford said in Shrinking, nobody gets out unscathed. So like, you know, watching a character come out of loss and grief and succeed and find themselves, find success, find a better place to be, a more peaceful place to be. Like that's always, I think, going to be something that'll appeal to people.
That was beautifully said.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, where Chubbs' hand gets knocked off of his arm and into traffic when he and Happy are meeting for the first time. And then he's saying goodbye and he's just like, oh, nice to meet you. Yeah. He just like shakes the air in front of Chubbs' hand. Chubbs' wrist. Like I lose it every time watching that. So Chubbs' character, obviously played by Carl Weathers, and Carl Weathers does an amazing job doing this role. He wasn't the first choice either. John Amos from Good Times was actually the preferred choice for Chubbs. Sandler and Tim Herlihy both wanted John Amos to play the role, but the studio decided on Carl Weathers, so they ended up having to go with the studio's decision.
Okay.
So I think John Amos said he's never seen the film because he didn't want to get sad that he didn't get to be in it.
Oh, okay. Aw.
Yeah. But apparently they worked together. Adam Sandler and John Amos did work together in Uncut Gems later on.
Okay.
So,
There's a good one.
Okay. They did have their moment.
Nice.
And then in 2021, Sandler posted a video of himself dedicating it to Shooter McGavin, trying the happy shot again at 60 years old. And Chris McDonald posted a response video of himself putting a ball into putting a ball into a jar, saying, "Money, Shooter still got it." And so that was good. The prompting of the rumors for the sequel. And of course, now we have the sequel, and you're going to tell us about it.
Hey guys, so clearly our Happy Gilmore episode went a little long because when Erica and I talk about Adam Sandler, we can't stop talking, apparently. So we will be covering Happy Gilmore 2 in the next episode, and you'll see that next week. We'll have that out for you. In the meantime, stay classy and don't hit anyone in the head with a golf ball. Thanks.